Okay, so now we have the street scene with the shadow. Let's try and lay this ball over. Well, something's wrong. A couple of things are wrong. It obviously looks very pasty, so what we haven't got is any kind of pre-multiplication. It's one of the signs of pre-multiplication issues if your foreground makes your background lighter. Now if we zoom in on there, you'll notice that we can just see the RGB signifier there. Here, where we know there's an alpha, we can see that extra channel. So that's telling us that it's lacking a channel. So that's one problem we've got to deal with. First of all, we want to get it into the right size. And to do that, we tab, start typing reformat, and choose reformat. What reformat does is to resize it. It can change it according to scale, but as a utility it's very useful if we set it to format type and go for the root format. What is the root format? If we click once in the node graph, press the letter S, you see in the settings window, just go in your project settings, your full size format has been predetermined. And that will decide your output size and many other default settings. It's best to start off with your project with an idea of your pixel dimensions, of the format you're working with. Nuke will accept things from different formats, but it's best to have a very clear idea of what format your output is, and to try and reformat into your correct format as soon as the file comes in. So that has reformatted it. However, it's also cropped the ball. So what you can do before there is to transform. Now the transform node, as a funny little side effect, it also pre-multiplies the it gives the ball an alpha, and it makes that alpha completely white. So that effectively makes the ball opaque. So let's just scale that down and just move it over. Okay, so now we've got a ball, but we need to cut out that shape. So we've got an alpha, but it's the wrong one, essentially. So what we need to do now is to create a shape in another place and move that shape into the alpha. To create the shape, tab, Bezier. Now if you command option click, 1, 2, 3, 4, those 4 points, press the letter Z a few times to soften up those edges. One more, ooh, too far, well, that'll do. You can see the Bezier a little easier if you take it over onto the black there. So now that shape is fine. Let's just have a little preview of it. There it is. We now need to move that into the ball. Now it needs to be done after the reformat, because the Bezier has been created the right shape for the workflows. It's gone according to your full size format. Let's put underneath there something called a shuffle copy, which will take the information from one file into another. Let's have a look at that. So there's the ball and there's our alpha. So at this point, our alpha here and our RGB here have merged together into RGBA. Okay, but what we're missing still is a pre-multiplication. So just tab, pre-mult, bingo, there we are. And we press O to hide all the screen paraphernalia. We see now, let's zoom in a bit, that our alpha needs some tidying up. We can play with these handles a bit. Try and edit your shape using handles rather than just adding in more points. It's best practice. Okay, well that's not perfect, but you get the picture. Okay, so that's compositing without a pre-multiplied image.